So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get away from all this darker wood stuff and make it look more modern. The guy that was here before, he did things kind of choppy and not very good, and he used a lot of cheap stuff when he was renovating the house or remodeling the house the way he wanted it. And yeah, the dog got to that one day. So I'm gonna rip off, basically I'm gonna pull this door out of here, put a regular door in here, and then put nice trim. This is a Glacier Bay cabinet from Home Depot. Just basic, nothing fancy. I mean, probably, I think this was 120 bucks for this cabinet. Got some like cotton swabs, stuff like that here. Just cotton swabs, floss picks, cotton balls, cotton pads. Got my little level for when I was leveling everything. You can see the bubbles dead center. I used it on everything. This, I didn't want it to be too high, but I also didn't want it to be too low. I'm gonna find a backstop for behind the sink right there, because whenever we were pulling everything off, there was no way to stop from ripping the first layer of paper on the drywall off. So I could have came back with some putty and cleaned it up and sanded it down, but I said to hell with it, put it together because it's 1,000 times better than what it was. Took the old nasty vanity that was there, or medicine cabinet that was on there before. Actually, it wasn't even a medicine cabinet, it was just a mirror, and actually put a medicine cabinet in. It's really nice. I think this was 100 bucks for the medicine cabinet. And then what I did was I used the Easy Lock drywall anchors. I'll show you what they are here in a second, but I got a screw there, screw there, screw there, and screw there, and I used 75-pound anchors a piece, and they lock in tight. Same with this down here. It's a Glacier Bay. This was, I think it was $159.99 with the vanity, or the vanity came with the sink. And then we ended up getting also Glacier Bay, just basic $39 faucet. Wasn't too fancy or anything like that. And then we ended up having to get 2 new water supply lines, because the water supply lines that were on here before were like these itty bitty tiny inserts that go inside the higher end, like more expensive faucets. This is just a basic faucet. And then I stripped a lot of the silicone around the base, around the toilet, around the wall, redid that silicone, and then also around the tub. Yeah, but this has been my project. I was up until 1:30 in the morning installing all this, and then I came home tonight and just kind of finished putting it all together. Now I want to start, over the next couple months, I want to start redoing the base. Well, maybe not so much the base, maybe I'll just clean it up a little bit more. The outlet covers need to go. I don't like these at all. And then I'm going to get this wood color out of here, because it doesn't really match with any of the colors that we have inside the bathroom. We like neutral colors, light colors. You know, we don't really like a lot of dark colors here. Yeah, and then oh wow, foggy. One of the problems I ended up having with the drain is whenever you'd put your upper portion of your drain in, and then you'd take your tailpipe and stick it through the bottom and screw it into it. Even though I had everything perfect, I had just enough silicone around this drain going down in, and I had everything set exactly the way I wanted. No matter how tight that I would get that rubber ring, it would not seal in the bottom of the sink bowl, and it would still, a little bit would still leak out whenever you would go to turn the water on. And I was like, you know, after messing with it for like 30 minutes and not being able to get it to seal, I pulled it all back out of there. I cleaned everything up, and then I took some really heavy duty, took the gray, like heavy duty plumber's tape, and I taped where the tailpipe goes through, where it's got the 3 holes. I taped from the holes up and from the holes down, and I slid like the rubber ring down as far as I could, and I taped all the way around to the top of the rubber seal. And then again from the top of the hole up, and then I screwed the tailpipe in, And then I took the plastic nut that was on the bottom of the tailpipe and screwed it up into that rubber washer, and then I pushed that rubber washer and nut over that Teflon or that heavy duty pipe sealant. Stopped leaking. So, you know, it's weird because they give you this kit and they make it seem like that seal alone is supposed to seal up against that sink, but it's more like that seal is just there for pressure to hold everything together. And it's still nice to put a little tape around that whenever you go to screw everything together, and it's fine. Some people like to do measurements where, well, we need to see exactly where the nut is going to sit and all this. No, it's not. Just back the nut off all the way, slide the seal down as far as you can, and then tape from the holes all the way down to the seal, and then tape from the top of the hole all the way up to where your inlet right here is. Screw it together on the, screw the tailpipe into the top port, the drain, and then once you get it screwed in, kind of clock it the way you want it, because you have your stop, that assembly and stuff. Clock it the way you want it, and then screw that plastic lower nut up, and it will just push it right up over that Teflon on the bottom, and it'll seal right up. The only problem I was having was the pipe down there wouldn't quite sit exactly straight. It was kind of curved just a hair, but it doesn't leak and it drains fine. So I'm not changing that. Yeah, it's a way to go from the nasty looking old stuff that was in here that was rotting and falling apart to this new, much brighter, nicer looking stuff than, you know. Anyhow, cheap. I think tax, title, and plates out the door, it was around 400 bucks, and the bathroom looks great compared to what it did before. I'm happy. Anyhow, just a quick video. Got nothing really to share about automotive stuff. Wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing around the house. I know some of you like that, so take care. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Be blessed, and I'm glad my project is done and I don't have to go into Thanksgiving worrying about this. Y'all have a great one. Be safe. And this was the easy anchors that I used. These are awesome. You don't even have to have a hole. You can just start lightly hammering these right into the wall, and once the threads touch the wall, you just screw them in the rest of the way and they lock in tight.